Hello. Okay, so this is an update of my life to this point. It's March 15th. My name is Harry Levine. Right now, I'm in Bristol, Maine. This is an update on how I got to this point and how I'm here right now in Bristol, Maine. So, this is what I look like, this first set of photos. On the left was me in February of 2026. At that point, I was in Brooklyn, New York. I had quit my job as a grant writer in December. And I had been traveling, I've been doing some other stuff. But not at this point, I was getting ready to leave to move to Maine. I was getting ready to leave. I was excited to leave. I was nervous. I am excited. I am nervous right now. But then I was more nervous and maybe less excited, but also similar emotions. Because I had to move, and that's difficult. I had to say goodbye to people. That's somewhat difficult. And then I had to get ready to leave where I had known and get ready to change that. I had hair, a lot of hair, that I wanted to cut, but I didn't want to get my hair cut a lot. So my idea was to buzz my hair, to give it a buzz cut. I had never buzzed my hair before, ever. I had never really done anything like that. I don't have any tattoos. I don't have anything that feels sort of real like that. So I decided to buzz my hair. I asked my roommate to buzz my hair. She said yes. But as she was about to buzz it, she said, why don't we bleach it? Why don't we bleach it like blonde? But I guess you bleach it and then it becomes sort of brassy, like sort of, a brass, like an instrument. And then you sort of give it a color. I said yes. And that took a while. I had to bleach it, I think, twice and then tone it 3 times maybe. Excuse me. So I did that right before I left New York. I was in New York. Right before I was leaving, I was saying, I want to do something with my hair. I want to buzz it. And my roommate said, you should bleach it. I said, okay, obviously, because she was going to do it. It would be free. We got the ingredients. It wasn't that expensive. There was a good beauty supply place off Crown Heights, Utica stop. I forget what it was called. And I bleached it. It was really fun. I actually liked the way my hair looked a lot. It was cool. But it didn't make my hair very, hay-ish. Like, it was very dry and not very, it was very heavy, I don't know if it was heavy, but it was sort of not good feeling. But I had it. I enjoyed that. That was 3 days, okay? But then I'm getting closer to moving, and the goal was to buzz it. So I was a little annoyed, happy but annoyed, because I was I was like a dream deferred, you know what I mean? I wanted to buzz my hair. Then that happened. There's a picture of me sort of with a half buzz because my same roommate who agreed to buzz it wanted to do half, but my girlfriend wanted to do the other half, but eventually got done. This is my girlfriend's nice towel. I think it's somewhat Scandinavian company, or one of those sort of frou-frou type companies that are really nice. This is me, finished product, my hair fully buzzed. This was still late February, because I'm moving out by March 1, because my room is being sublet currently, and I had to be out by March. So this is still in February. It's buzzed. My hair has changed. I am ready to leave New York. I have cleaned out my apartment. This is my room. I mean, not my whole apartment. This is my room. I cleaned it out. This is my bed. I'm leaving my bed. I have a Casper. It's expensive. It was worth it. I really enjoyed it. For 2.5 years, I slept on this Casper. It looks really good. It feels really good. There was a little bump. It's fine. There's some holes and stuff. It was a really nice apartment. I'm really glad I spent a lot of time there. That is my cat, or my cat that my roommate has that I spent a lot of time with, named June, who I found to be really helpful. That's selfish. Really good person. Really good cat. Who seemed really sad because she was all by herself for most of the day. So I felt really bad about that. But now at least I think she'll have more time with people. So I was moving out. I had to move everything in that room into my car, which is a red Prius, which we'll see in a little bit. I moved everything into my car in late February. Then I took that car full of stuff and then I drove it to my girlfriend's apartment in New York, in Brooklyn, New York. Then she had lots of parties to get to the night I was leaving, or the night before I was leaving. So we went to those parties in my car with the stuff. We stayed out late. It was kind of a wild thing because it's like, what if this car gets lost with all my stuff? Then I have no stuff or anything in my life. But it happened. I made it through. It was okay. We drove with all my stuff to New Jersey, where she's from, to her family, because she was leaving with her family on a vacation that I would soon join them on in Vermont. The logistics of it are, I was in New York in February. I drove my girlfriend to New Jersey from New York in late February. Early March, first week, her and her family are on vacation in Vermont. I joined them a few days in that vacation because Vermont's on the way to Maine, where I'm moving, where I currently am right now on March 15th. I drop her off in New Jersey. This is a photo of Carly on the right and Julia on the left. That's her sister. She's wearing this sort of the parquet sweatshirt that's very sort of in these days. Yeah, there's not much else to comment on in the photo, but these are who they are, and who I was sort of talking to at that time in that photo. So I was in New Jersey. I left New Jersey to go to Baltimore to unload all of my stuff from my apartment. Baltimore is where I'm from. That's where I grew up. So then I would drop off my stuff there. I would drop off the stuff that I had where I moved. Then I would take it out. I would say, what am I taking with me to Maine? Because that's where I'm living until November. Because I'm in a program from March to November that I will explain in a little bit. When I was in Baltimore, there was a Coinstar because there was some money from the apartment that I left that was in a bin, that was in a Tupperware bin. And I used that money, or I guess I exchanged that money for cash. That change for cash, it was $41. It was probably one of the most notable things of the little stopover I did in Baltimore, besides sorting my clothes and deciding what I would leave and what I would take. Most of my posters, I had a poster of, so I think an Alexander Calder sculpture that my mom gave to me that is in my parents' house in Baltimore. Then I drove up to meet with my girlfriend's family in Vermont. This is a picture of my Prius that is at a beautiful Vermont sunset at a Vermont rest stop, where I had needed an Advil, and I took an Advil and I wanted some rest. I think I had driven 7 or 8 hours up to that point, but I had made many stops because I have to pee a lot more than I used to. But it was fine because I wanted to take my time and I wanted to take a scenic route. So I took a scenic route up to Vermont instead of taking 95. Because if I took 95, I had taken 95 before. I had driven for many hours on 95 up to Providence because I went to college at Brown. And I drove up to Providence from Baltimore through 95 because I wanted to get there as fast as possible, because that's what most people do, because you want to sort of not spend most of your time driving. But in this case, I was sort of like avoiding my future because I didn't really, I wasn't as comfortable with change. So I took a scenic route. And I got to see this nice sunset. But I don't know if that was on the scenic route by that point. I think it probably merged onto this part of Vermont because we were going very north. It was in Stowe, Vermont. Obviously, I was going to go skiing at Stowe. And Stowe is very beautiful. I enjoyed Stowe. I learned about drinking. I didn't know what a French 75 was. I still don't know. But I had it in this photo. I had a nice sweater. I got it at L.L. Bean. It's a nice sweater. I wore it because it was a nice restaurant. Her parents treated me to this dinner. I felt very grateful. I really enjoyed this dinner. The French 75 was really good. We went to the Von Trapp Lodge. which is from Sound of Music. And I really liked that lodge, and I liked this mirror. I took a picture of this mirror. I thought it was very elegant, and I think that far north of Vermont really felt like I was in a different country or something, and I really enjoyed that. I thought that was really cool. Obviously, Vermont has this whole vibe, but for some reason there, I wasn't as like, I don't know, it didn't feel as like nibbly. It didn't feel like very nibbly. I liked it. I felt very sort of comfortable there. Hopefully my hand hasn't been on the microphone. I feel like I don't really want to re-record at this point, but it's fine. I was in Vermont for a few days, and then I said goodbye to my girlfriend's family, and then I had to drive on my own until my program started, where I was moving to Maine for. So on the way from Vermont to Maine is New Hampshire. It's in between Vermont and Maine. Yes. So I stopped at North Conway, which is like sort of where Mount Washington is, and I stopped at Lancaster. I stopped at Lancaster first, then I went to North Conway. I saw a movie at Lancaster. I really liked this movie theater. I actually really liked the whole town. It was really cute. I actually really liked it. It was really cute. I had Thai there. It was kind of expensive. It was like the same price as New York, but I still liked it, and I spent a lot of money there. But I liked the movie, which actually was a lot less money. That was about $7 for a ticket for the 4:15 hoppers. So I actually really liked that, and I enjoyed the movie, and I felt happy that I had picked that I decided I want to go see a movie somewhere in New Hampshire, and I decided to do that. I went to this boba place in North Conway, which was a very large, it was 24 ounces of boba, and I really liked it, and I spent a lot of money on it, maybe like $6-7. And then I went to an outlet, it was part of it, like an outlet complex that I'm sure gets a lot of maybe traffic in the summer. I don't really know why. I think it's near Mount Washington. It is close to Mount Washington. That's probably why. There was a lot of cars parked near Mount Washington. And I got some jeans from Gap that were cheap, actually. And I got some socks that were good. The pink socks that I don't have a picture of, that maybe I will for the next sort of episode or whatever that's called. I went to Poland Spring. I stayed at Poland Spring. I had a couple of nights to myself before I went to this program. I was sort of killing time. I stayed at Poland Spring in Maine. This is the original source of where Poland Spring water is. I thought it was very beautiful. I really enjoyed... oh my God. Okay, sorry. Just a small detour because I was charging my phone through the car battery where you kind of turned it on, and it just turned off, but I think my car's not dead. Yeah, it's fine, but I shouldn't have done that. But I was in Poland Spring. I enjoyed it. Next to Poland Spring is where the Shakers live, or lived. I don't know. There was a cemetery grave for Shakers. It just said Shakers. I saw the Ann Lee movie, and I am into Shakers, and the program I'm in sort of has some Shaker tendencies. I went to Poland Spring, the resort, checked it out, the golf course. It was very beautiful. Very beautiful sunsets every day if it's sunny in these northern sort of states, it seems like. I could be wrong. I stayed at the Poland Springs Motor Inn, and I got these boxers from J. Crew in New Hampshire. They were kind of expensive. They were like $20 even on sale. I think they were $40 MSRP, which is a little ridiculous, but I had a very weird night there. I was wearing my boxers, and I thought nobody was in the hotel or motel, and then I went into the common area, and I was just wearing boxers, and an old man was there, and I felt really bad, so I changed, and I kept apologizing, and he was like, "You don't need to apologize. You're making me mad by apologizing." So I felt really odd, honestly, to be real with you. So then I was getting ready to go to my program. Like, at the beginning of March of 2026, I was in Vermont with my girlfriend's family. The weekend before I'm joining this program, I had a few days to myself, which I spent in Poland Spring and in North New Hampshire. in North New Hampshire. But I'm gearing up to join this program. This program is called the Carpenter's Boat Shop. It's in Bristol, Maine. It's in an area around Muscongas Bay. I had heard about this program in a book called In This Place, Pemaquid Point to Marshall Point. The foreword was by a man named Robert Ives, who started the Carpenter's Boat Shop, and he writes in this foreword a beautiful story about his sort of growth as a minister on Monhegan Island. He spent time on Louds Island, all over this place, Muscongas Bay. He says it's the most beautiful place in the world, and some of his happiest memories were him living on an island with him and his wife. They're sort of like doing all of this nature things. They're doing all of these like teaching things. They're having such an amazing time. I'm sort of like, this is in America. I can't believe that. I want to live like that. Obviously, I want to live in a place that gives you access to that beauty and makes you feel happy, if that makes sense. Do you see what I'm saying? So I wanted to move there, and I applied to be a part of their apprenticeship program, which is sort of why it was founded. And I got accepted. Not a lot of people apply because it's not really well known. But I did because I read this book. And it said that he started this thing. And I looked it up. And it was really good. It was really good, like what they were talking about. And it's a very big place. You can see on this little postcard. They have an office. They have a chapel, which is, I think, a meeting house, they call it now. There's an apprentice dorm. There's a giant, beautiful wood shop. There's trails. There's full boat shop. There's a bunch of things. It's very cool. I was gearing up to join it, though. I hadn't been there yet. This was March 9th, I think. Before I go, I went to see the lighthouse that's really close by on this peninsula that I'm on in Bristol, Maine. It's called the Pemaquid Point Peninsula. There's a lighthouse there. It's very beautiful. There's beautiful rocks. But by this point, I think Monday on the 9th, I had to go. This is because my time in this program had started. So I had joined the apprenticeship. The Carpenter's Boat Shop has an apprenticeship. It starts on March 9th and ends on November 20th. This is my room. It's a small sort of nautical themed room with a cool desk. And I was excited once I had seen this room. It was very cool. And I did see this bug, which I didn't really know what it was, and I got a little scared. And there are sort of scary things out here. There's like a bunch of ticks, because it's Maine, apparently, and you can get ticks really easily. And there's a bunch of critters, nature. Things get everywhere. Sometimes you feel a little like, you can probably get a little paranoid. It gets dark. It's very dark. There's no lights. You can't see anything. You feel unmoored to that kind of thing, if that makes sense. You see what I mean? You feel unmoored. But it's a beautiful place. I'm not going to lie to you. Some of these sunsets are so beautiful. They're really some of the most beautiful in the entire world, maybe. I don't think that's real, but some of the sunsets I've seen are very stunning, very beautiful. You want to take a picture. Every time you see one, you want to take a picture. They are very beautiful. And here's one of a pond near where I am living now, currently in Bristol, Maine. And it's not frozen over now at this point because it's getting warmer, but I think it was. I probably could have played hockey or something. And this is a beautiful sunset. Maybe some chemtrails up in there. But this is the Bristol Library, which I'm very close to. We are learning about how to do woodworking because it's a boat shop and you learn how to build boats. This is something I have no experience in. I do not know how to do this. They said that's okay. They actually said that's totally okay. That's what it's sort of designed for. That's why I'm saying it's not really a professional boat shop. Or it is, but it's not for profit. It's not for profit. So you know what I mean? They're nice about it. I'm learning about thickness, thickness, width, and length. Thickness, width, and length. Trees grow up, and you can't go horizontal or something. I don't know. I'm learning about it. We're making stuff in here. It's such a beautiful wood shop. It's so pristine. It's so beautiful. It's actually a stunning building. I'll probably have more pictures over the 9 months that I'm here. it's been really exciting to learn. I love learning in this kind of manner. So I'm hopeful that I can sort of keep on my sort of work ethic, because I'm unclear about how good my work ethic is, if that makes sense to you. Okay. I have explored some of where I've been in these past couple of days, because they give you lots of free time as part of this apprenticeship. You learn, and then you get time to explore on your own, and then when the weather gets nice, I'm assuming you can, do lots of things. You can go swimming, you can go biking, you can eat berries, you can participate in the community more vigorously, because everything's cold right now and nobody is open for business because not many people live on this peninsula. Where I'm living is a peninsula, so if you want to access most things, you drive up, or maybe you even sail. Like, I think people sail across to other parts of this coastal region. I took a picture of this rock, which is cool moss. It looks like a bald head. This church on Pemmican Point has beautiful roofing. It's like a shingling. It's very tiled very beautifully. If you can zoom in on your phone if you want on this church. In my downtime, I watch YouTube. I've been getting a lot of interest into Canadian politics and reading about and watching videos on Canadian politics. It's been a good break, but I used to watch that all the time at my last job in Brooklyn, so it's good to not watch it as much. But I was watching, like, when the Canadian election happened for Carney, I was watching a lot of CBC Live, Power and Politics, which was a pretty good show. But for some reason, they don't have the live streams anymore on YouTube. I have to double check. But I'm feeling happy that, because I was watching full-ass live streams of Power and Politics. And not telling anyone. I've never told anyone that I watched Power and Politics until this very moment, in recording this. Because I'm recording this in my car, because I want to have more privacy, not in a bad way, but I don't want to talk like this in my room, where I'm currently living in Bristol, Maine. This last photo was a sort of a humorous photo I saw when I was going to the bathroom at a bar in Bristol, Maine, or in Round Pond, Maine, called King Rose Bar and Grocer. Please remain seated for the entire performance. You don't want to stand up while you are pooping, even though I think you could probably squat, but I can't speak on that. So this is my little photo experience of the past couple of weeks, from me moving out of Brooklyn to moving to Maine, and what that's been like. I will update with more episodes and more photos, but it may not be every week, because I am going to be doing stuff. Probably be every 2 weeks. Hopefully not every 3. But we'll see about this YouTube process, the audio. If people watch this, if nobody watches this, I'll probably record it anyway, because this is a good way to summarize what has happened to me in these past couple of weeks. Because I knew for a while this was going to happen. I knew I was going to leave New York. I found out about this, I think, in September. But I did not expect this. I've said this many times. I did not expect this to happen to me, because I don't really know anything about woodworking. So why would I sort of think I do woodworking? But I did want to be on the water. Like, that was something that this place is all about. It really spoke to me. I really enjoy this place's sort of chemistry. If you do, like, like an addition problem. I'm not good at math. Of like 10% sort of nautical vibes, 10% sort of woodworking vibes. You know what I mean? If you do that game, I like that game here. Like, more than I thought. I really like that game here. So I hope I can learn more, and I hope I can sort of be a vigorous participant and really put my all into it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like there's a lot I can learn from somewhere like here. I'm really grateful that I have this opportunity. So I'm hopeful that I can sort of give a good effort. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I don't know about the future. I really don't. I don't know anything. Like, I really don't know anything. I don't know anything. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think next week I'm going to New York because I'm going to visit my girlfriend and some of my friends there. But besides that, I don't know. I feel sort of, I don't feel conflicted. I feel kind of, we'll see. You know what I mean? We'll see. And I don't even know if I can get this on YouTube because I've been recording this for 25 minutes. Like, can I airdrop this onto, I maybe can iCloud this onto my computer, but we'll see. I just don't know. So if there are comments and people have actually watched 26 minutes of my recording, if they have, thank you for listening. I appreciate it. If you have feedback on what I'm saying, you can text me personally. You can write in the comments below on YouTube. If there are other options, I don't know about Instagram. I don't really want to, like, you know what I mean? I don't know. But I am hopeful that this will be a fun product to consume. I don't think it will. But that would be good if it was. You know what I mean? But I don't. Yeah, obviously I don't know. I just said that. Maybe other things will be a little more rambly, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I'm sort of procrastinating because I'm kind of like, the future is now kind of thing. Because once I hit stop on this recording, I have to set up this upload, which will take about an hour or something. I will leave now. But today's March 15th. The Oscars are tonight. I don't know. I'm not going to even watch it probably. Isn't that crazy? I love movies, but I'm not even going to watch it probably. But it's not even a problem. I don't know. I can't get into it right now. I can't get into it right now. Okay, I'm gonna go. Okay, thank you. It's Bristol, Maine, 2 weeks. It's happening. Thank you all.